Oh my gosh, The Rookie, the Checklist Season 1, Episode 19. It was crazy. Field training was a roller coaster of bad behavior, some sensitivity and niceness, but wow, those cops on the road, the rookies went nuts.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
Hey everybody, we're so excited to be talking about The Rookie, the Checklist. My gosh, I can't believe it's Season 1, Episode 19 already. Eee! I want to say it's me, Cherry. Sorry, Mike isn't here tonight, but guess who's right over here? It's my buddy.
Oh, yes, your man, Chaos J. And yeah, I mean, tonight was definitely a very high-paced, if that's even, does that make sense? A very fast-paced, there we go. A very fast-paced episode, but I liked it. And, we already have our live chat popping, so shout out to our live chat.
Hi.
Steven had a good point. He said that he didn't feel like the time frame was realistic, and that it seemed a little Hollywood to ramp up the tension. I agree with that. However, I don't know. In some of these situations, especially being prior military, I've seen that where we've had shortened deadlines, shortened time frames to get things done, and so I can kind of understand that could possibly happen. Like I could kind of see where it could happen. I don't know. I mean, it made for interesting episode. I can't believe that we're already here at 19 episodes. It doesn't even feel like it's been 19 episodes.
It does not.
I've done seasons where I'm like, oh my God, when is it over? But this, I kind of wanted to keep going. So we need that season 2.
We do need the season 2. And I can't wait to talk about tonight because we're talking Lambo, we're talking hooligans, and we're talking about Will.i.am.
What?
I loved tonight's episode. It had me laughing. It had me looking at West a little side eye. And it definitely made me think, if they have a Lambo in the police trunk, I need to join the police force because I want to drive a Lambo.
That ain't all they have, but yeah, definitely. The fact that they have bait cars and they have them tricked out the way they do, that's yeah, that's definitely a fade for anybody thinking that they're about to peel off the car and then it turns out to be a bait car. Like, it's just all bad.
Don't steal cars, everybody. But I have to say, tonight with the field training, the pressure they were on, it really sort of crystallized how I think the cops, our rookies, would be as police officers. The first person I want to talk about is Chen. Okay. I love her, but she was freaking out. I mean, she had a reason. She had 7 things she needed to do.
Right. Okay.
So it seemed like...
Yeah, no, I definitely could see that. And I get it. They all want to succeed. They all want to do well. I definitely feel for her, like, this is serious. I mean, not that it's not serious for anybody else, but for her, it is really, really serious. She takes it really seriously, and she just wants to do her best. I wasn't mad at it. I love the fact that, we're going to see later on in the episode, she got to check all those boxes, so it was all good in the end. Okay, but I'm going to throw it back to you because I'm about to skip and jump because I just really need to talk about Will.i.am, but please continue.
Well, I thought it was sort of interesting how Talia Bishop, who I think is a great CO, had been having him be lead the whole time, didn't know. So Nolan had no pressure. So he's able to be his usual affable, nice cop.
He was able to just...
And he got to meet Will.i.am.
Be chill.
Show me the love.
Yeah. I'm not going... Okay, look, I like Will.i.am. Will.i.am's that dude. But Ice Cube in 1992 sent me a text message and they said they want their phrase back. Just check yourself before you wreck yourself is played. I'm just saying. But, it's crazy. And I was trying to figure out, what that dude was doing. Obviously, we saw that he missed his target landing. But it just goes to show like the lengths that some people will go to just to stalk or just be near, someone that they kind of idolize, that they're an extreme fan and obsess over. It's never that serious. And let's just be honest. I mean, how many times have we ever seen, or how many times in the history of everdom have we seen a fan actually end up becoming the significant other or the love interest of the person that they're obsessing over? Never.
Very rare. It's
not
very rare.
never.
Not like stalkers.
Yeah, like
but it happens every once in a while. But like him parachuting into her house, and I love the phrase that Will.i.am said when he started to say, "Oh well, I can't tell you that."
Right.
You crazy stalker. That was hilarious. Will.i.am, I have to say, was very amusing in this with the little stalker. And I loved how he came in and he was like, you know what? No, I'm not having a colored person get arrested about this. So no.
Well,
What
shout out to
Will.
Right.
What you do in my house?
Shout out to Will.i.am. It was definitely, nice little cameo. Definitely understated because Will.i.am, he's got some acting chops. A lot of people, let's go all the way back. X-Men Wolverine Origins. I mean, I'm a little sad that, they took him out the way they did. But yeah, shout out Will.i.am nonetheless.
I thought I enjoyed that one. And then the carjacking was interweaved throughout the entire episode. I didn't know how big carjacking was going to end up being, especially with Ben being attacked. How do you think Nolan handled the whole carjacking scenario?
Honestly, I thought he handled it pretty good. He contained himself pretty well, considering that was his best friend. So it's to be expected that he's upset and that he really, kind of, for lack of a better term, has a hard on for the guy that actually put his friend in that condition. So I thought he did a really good job. He didn't use excessive force. You know what I'm saying? And he handled himself very well. You could definitely see he wasn't really too keen on the idea of possibly letting this guy, snitch on his boss in order to, get out of jail free card. But I mean, like your boy said, Detective Wolf, sometimes you got to let the small fish go to get to the big fish. I get it. It sucks. Don't worry. Karma is your man's will. Trust. He'll get his. He is not going to be his first dalliance with the law. So,
and it will not be a last. And I like the way the influence of Talia on him, because he's basically a decent guy, but we all lose our temper. Mm-hmm. And Detective Wolf had to pull him back because of that one moment when they arrested him outside the bait car where I could tell he really wanted to just slam his face into the car.
And I don't know if he would have really been wrong to do that.
He didn't have a gun. He had a weapon. So, he could have pulled it out. He had a weapon.
He's not a nice guy. And control. So.
Yes. And then when they ended up going to the chop shop?
Chop shop, warehouse.
Where they had a bunch of cars, not just brand new, high-end. Yeah, they had like some classic cars. They had a nice collection of cars. I was looking around. I was like, oh, I wouldn't mind driving that or that. But I definitely thought it was sort of funny the way he was running through Chinatown. And I'm like, dude, take your jacket off. And when he says, get on the damn ground like everybody else.
Right. There's always those. I mean, I've seen both situations where you have the you have the foot chase, and you've got the guy that's pretty slick. He's probably got some parkour moves mixed in there, but he's got on a couple layers and he's shedding some layers and trying to duck and dodge, and occasionally he does. And I always think that like when I'm watching, I'm like, okay, lose that jacket, take that hat off, or or grab a hat. Like, I don't know. I guess it just depends on the situation and how far you can get. Because obviously, if you're just right there or right here, and I can see you taking off your jacket or your shirt is not gonna change anything. I still see you. So I mean, it is what it is.
And a black guy in Chinatown. He kind of stuck
What
out
you
in that
talking
one little
about?
street.
Girl, there's all kind of black men in
tons of
Chinatown.
of course
no,
there
I'm
are.
joking. I'm
But
joking.
in that
But
one
yeah,
little
no,
street, there
definitely.
weren't
Right,
a
exactly.
lot.
Yeah. He wasn't
hard to
really going to
blend
get
in
away.
right there.
No,
It's hard to
not at
blend
all.
in
He'd have
right
been better
there.
off in DTLA.
I have to say, over the course of the 19 episodes, West has gone from a wet behind the ears kid to tonight where he was looking mighty damn sexy with his sunglasses on. And his
Yo, those
shotguns.
aviators were fresh.
I was like, dang, I could date a cop.
Hey, your man, West was ready to say it with his chest. Like, my man was low-key kind of smelling himself, but I do like the extra confidence. So, I was digging it. He's like, okay, cool. We got a checklist. We got to run it. Let's go.
And he only had 3.
Yeah. Yeah, between him and Nolan, I mean, they were kind of, they were really, really, really ahead of the curve.
They were ahead of the curve. And if you're a fan of TV, you have to join us on AfterBuzz TV every night. We have everything from science fiction to drama to reality. And of course, we have our podcast on Apple. So I hope that you will give us a thumbs up on our channel here on YouTube and give us 5 stars on Apple, because we really value and we really love being on the show, sharing our passion for TV, for reality, for sci-fi, for everything. And when you guys join us, it's all part of one big buzzin' family. So make sure you tune in every week. Make sure you subscribe so you can keep up with us.
And get ahead of that curve. Hey,
thank you so much for joining us every night for AfterBuzz TV. We love you, we value you, and please tell all your friends and family about it too. But West tonight was, excuse me, sorry, my throat is, allergies are killing me.
it's all right. I think that's all of us.
So West tonight was having a major rebellion, learning that his father has feet of clay, and it really permeated how he behaved this entire episode. From him almost setting the baby on the street, not listening to Chen. I was like, dude, Chen was looking at him like, I will beat you down.
You mean Lopez?
Lopez. And the way he did that guy who had cleaned himself up, he just tore up his car.
Yeah, your boy was definitely a little overzealous in that moment. Okay, but just no judgment here.
Judgment. Judge him.
No,
Judge him.
No, I
Judge
need you
him.
to turn off your judgment. Like, explain the expression that you just used, where you said he found out that his father had feet of clay. I've
Yes.
never heard that expression before.
His feet of clay. He looked at his dad as a statue of perfection, and all of a sudden you realize he's wobbling because his feet are. Thank you.
You gotta love when our producers recognize that it's Cough City in the studio and they bring you water.
Love you. Love you
We
guys.
heart you, Steven.
I'm sending you kisses, Steven. But so he realized that his dad isn't the perfect person and that he has feet of clay, which means he could topple over.
Right.
And he's
Okay,
really worried
okay,
that his dad
okay.
isn't shades of gray, but is instead
that
kind of black.
To my little, to my little pocket. And then putting that in my back pocket right there. Okay, all right, cool. All right, definitely.
But it's really shook his morality and how he sees himself and how he wanted to
Right.
be like his dad.
And now he realizes that maybe his dad wasn't perfect, but and I can understand everything that he's going through. However, I don't think that negates everything that his dad has done and accomplished, and nor does it mean that he needs to be as overzealous as he was.
Yes.
But I think he's gonna dial it down a little bit, by next episode to include moving forward in season 2, which we know we're gonna get.
And I think Lopez is going to pull him back. And we're all assuming that criminal was telling the total truth.
Right.
He said he looked through the case files, but it looks to me like the case files were depending on your interpretation. And he's just mad that his dad isn't perfect. And Wes's behavior with him harassing, he basically profiled everybody he was talking to. And it's like, as a black person, it's like, dude, you've been on the other side of that. And you profiled this guy, you almost probably going to make him lose his job. he like went crazy. Like,
Right.
he,
Which I appreciate
did not like
Lopez
that.
saying, hey, here's my card. Tell your boss to give me a call. Let them know you were
Yes.
helping with an LAPD investigation. I was like, nah, that was clutch.
Yes.
That was definitely clutch. I think, too, that, while I agree with you, we have to also remember that, or at least I know from reading and doing some research, that even though you can't, you don't stop being black. You don't stop being black. You don't stop being white. You don't stop being whatever it is you are. No matter what you're doing, whatever your occupation is. However, when you join the police department, some of that kind of takes a back seat, and it's about the blue. And you kind of separate yourself a little bit. That may be for that may be for good. That may be for worse. However, you kind of do that. So, while yes, he was profiling, it's not something that's uncommon, and it's something that definitely happens because again, now he's blue. So
Yes.
while he's blue, everyone else can be red, yellow, white, green, purple, blue, brown, whatever. He's blue.
Yes, that
So
blue
it
wall.
definitely does change the perspective a little bit. Not to mean that it's right, but it does flip it up a little bit.
And I liked how Lopez reminded him that he has to be a better cop no matter what he thinks his dad is like and what's
Exactly.
going on. He still didn't listen to her, but that moment when he almost hit the kid in the baby stroller, really, I think next week will sort of
Right.
hit him a lot
Yeah,
more.
because that would have been all bad.
Oh, that would have been bad. Oh,
Yeah.
so bad. You know what was bad but funny? Going to that funeral when they were trying to catch their embezzling brother.
And
that was
all
clever as hell.
all I kept thinking about was what exactly, was this something that was on the checklist? Or was this just one of the things that they had to do for that period of time? And I kind of came to a conclusion that it had nothing to do with his checklist.
Nolan didn't have anything on the checklist. He was just killing time.
Okay, yeah, that's right. You know what? That's right. She did make mention of that. Yeah, that was
That was
to draw your.
hilarious.
I mean, it was, and then I just. I
thought he
don't
was a
know. Like
zombie.
again, to kind of speak on what Steven said. You gotta wonder, will somebody really do that?
yes,
I mean,
for
I guess
millions
that's-
of dollars, the business is going out. I'd have shot my brother. I'm sorry.
Okay. I mean, that's.
No, it's a
It
lot of
just
money.
seems so extreme to try and draw someone out.
But what else are they supposed to
No,
do?
you're right.
And he probably
You're
spent
right.
all the money anyway, so it's probably all gone. He probably used
Right,
it on
yeah,
something
that-
anyway.
yeah, it's
So
a
like,
wrap.
that sucks. That sucks. And can we talk about Talia? Her decision when she joined the police department to withhold the fact that she had a brother that
Was a
or
felon.
a foster brother that was a felon,
Right.
and now it's come out. And it came out because of some choices that she made. You should have just left him alone. If he got shot, he got shot. That was on him.
Right.
And then she decided to arrest him because they had the camera. So, do you think that while you were watching the judge or the chef,
chief?
the chief sort of examine, what did you pick up about them? Because I really thought he was just going to tell her to get the hell out.
Okay, so you mean like get the hell out? Like I'm not
Out of
gonna
the
do
police,
this
yeah.
with you? Like
No.
you're awesome.
You're off. You're
keep,
off.
Keep.
Yeah.
Oh, see.
You're out.
No.
Because when
no.
they did that
'Cause you know
little list
what?
of every single little thing, it was like this was an excuse for them to comb her background. And everybody has stuff in their background. Everybody.
Right. And I definitely wish we could have been the flies on the wall. Assuming that it was stinky in there and there was multiple flies. I wish we could have been in, we could have seen a little bit more of that actual, interview with Detective Ruiz or whatever her name is. No. Now I do like this actor. Unfortunately, I cannot
love
remember.
him.
I can't remember his name. He's definitely a very, very dynamic actor. But no, today, no. I mean, even from the previews from last week, no, he just looked real ashy and extra crusty, and I knew he was going to have that same type of attitude. And yeah, he wasn't going to cut her any slack, which I understand putting on the front as if you're not going to be lenient. But at the end of the day, like, yo, I'm gonna need you to be lenient. She didn't do any of these things with the ulterior motive of trying to, game the system, to, her brother's advantage or anyone's advantage. She simply wanted to not be prevented from doing something that she was very passionate about and pursuing that career in law enforcement. And she, like Nolan said, she was an excellent cop. She is an excellent cop. So yeah, no, I already knew he was gonna be super crusty, super salty. So I just really wasn't feeling how he was dealing with her, but I get it, and and I know how that's supposed to play out. I also understand that Gray was a little salty with it's not even salty. He was just a little pissed off at the way Nolan just kind of busted in, but. And I know that was for dramatic effect, but at the same time, like sometimes I feel like you need to have those moments. And I really appreciated the fact that he was like, "No, you're going to listen." I just lost my pen. You're going to listen to what I have to say because Bishop is that deal. And this was one of the few times where, like, I'm not gonna lie, I was like, "Okay, all right, all right, it's my allergies."
That was a good one.
Because it was really, really genuine. It was really heartfelt, and it was true, and it was nice, and I felt like she needed to hear that. She's always putting on such like a poker face, and every once in a while, I just feel like she needs to soften up, and I think that made her soften up. And realize that, she puts on the game face. We know she cares, and, she cares about Nolan, but I just felt like she needed that. And it was evident, obviously, afterwards, she appreciated it. He's like, "I hope I didn't, I hope it didn't hurt." She's like, "Well, or she's, something like that. She's like, "It didn't hurt." What I'm saying? Right. It might not have helped, but it didn't hurt.
I thought it was interesting because I was watching the woman that was beside the chief. I think her name was Lisa. And she was doing these weird expressions. She was looking at Talia, and I was like, "Why is she looking at her? Is this At first I thought she was a secretary or something. And then when she came and saw her at the police station, and Talia was like, "Get the L out of my face," I was like, "Who is this woman? Talia ain't got no time for you." And I was like, "Internal affairs."
Right.
Dum, dum, dum.
It's crazy how much they loathe and despise internal affairs. Granted, I get it. I get it because it almost seems like, whereas internal affairs, they all have the same objective, for all intent and purpose, it does, always feel like no matter what situation, they're out to solely get the cops.
They're out to make sure the cops aren't doing anything bad.
Right.
Sometimes they are doing really bad
and sometimes
things.
they just, they're just assholes.
Yeah.
Let's call it what it is.
So I was totally cool. I don't know if I'd want to be, I didn't like the way she said, be a snitch. Because I would disagree with that. As a cop, you are supposed to say you're doing something wrong. You're supposed to report them. But that blue line is why there's so many bad cops, and they keep doing bad things. They keep getting away with it.
Right.
So I thought that was a really interesting
twist. It's definitely going to put her between a rock and a hard place.
Yes.
But at the same time, okay. I'm sorry.
He's sighing.
Okay. Let me just get this out. Excuse me. All of us here in Cali are suffering some way, shape, or form, anyways, from throat ailments. So I'm just gonna say this: rock and a hard place, and at the same time, it may not be that bad. It's one thing to cover if your fellow officer makes an honest mistake.
Yeah.
As opposed to if they're pinching off from drug bust. They're pinching off a little, they're skimming off the top, with illegal money seizures and things like that. So if you're not reporting that kind of stuff, then yes, you're wrong. But simple little slip ups that, in the grand scheme of things aren't that big of a deal. Let that thing go. And I feel like she might still be able to maintain that balance. Shout out Jennifer Lopez and Shades of Blue if she was able to do it. I'm just saying. That was a good show. I wasn't even really trying to plug it since it's off the air, but I'm just saying it's all about balance.
Different network,
and towing the line. And I think she of all of them will be able to handle it the best.
Yes, and who knows? This might end up with her going from wanting to be police chief to her going to IA, Internal Affairs. Because she is a by-the-book type of person anyway.
She is.
I think
although I think IA, their job for the most part is boring as hell. So I'm pretty, she does enjoy the action, and she does still want to, follow through with that tap at some point and become a detective. So I'm gonna say she's gonna still stay a detective, but we'll see. We'll see. We never know what's gonna happen.
Well, I think this is the perfect time to talk about our special segment,
Whoop,
which
whoop.
is who was the best cop tonight? It's a tough one. I was surprised at how good everybody was. Everybody from, from Bradford, from the first season, when first episode, he was like a douche. And he's really gotten quite gray, as in, he's human. Like, all the characters have become so human over the last 19 episodes.
Yeah, we didn't talk about the woman,
They let
the
go.
Rolling Stolen.
Yes.
Oh, let's just jump back real quick.
I really thought she was going to end up being part of the carjacking.
Oh yeah, no, I didn't think that.
I was hoping.
For me, there was a part of me that kept thinking, okay, everything is not what it seems. Like, as soon as she's going to get ready to leave, there's going to be somebody that peeks out from the back seat, or she's got a concealed weapon in the in the passenger side. She's about to pull up and do a drive-by or something on some soccer moms. Like, I was expecting there to be some kind of a catch, and there wasn't. But I appreciate, she kept it all the way funky, and I appreciate that Chin was like, look, I don't want to be that cop.
Yes.
I want to tick off that box, but I don't want to, like, this chick she's really just trying to get by. And it really, we need everybody to be able to take a step back and remember people, everyone is human. Everyone is going through something, especially damn bill collectors, because bill collectors be real brody on the phone. It's like, yo, I got you. You gonna get it when I get it. So anyways, I say all of that to say that, there are times where we've heard of and we've been in or experienced where, the cops aren't as forgiving.
Yes.
They're not as lenient. And they're just like, yeah, sorry, sucks. You broke the law. Ticket, whatever. But she didn't do that. And she let it go, and the lady was able to get to work. And, she understands she did wrong, and, she'll get it squared away. And I appreciated that moment. I appreciated her being placed in that situation and making the right choice.
I really enjoy The Rookie because they show the reality of LA, from the extremely wealthy millionaires to the working class people who are just struggling to get by. It is such a great show. We're loving it so much. What do you think is going to happen in the season finale next week?
Season finale, biochemical virus attack. It's definitely a real one. I don't know. Obviously, they're going to ramp up a lot, and they're going to make us think like, "Oh my goodness, Bradford might die." I think he's going to be fine. I don't know. It's just going to be another situation ultimately where the team's going to have to get in sync, get it done, and save the day without causing mass panic in the city. But it's going to be a good episode. They're obviously going to throw us some kind of a twist and leave us with a cliffhanger. I don't see them wrapping it up in a pretty bow and being like, all right, we'll see you guys next season. I don't think it's going to go down like that. They're definitely going to leave us on the cliffhanger, and that's fine. Follow through with that season 2, though. Because you don't want me outside those offices, ABC. You don't want
season 2. I cannot wait to see next season. I cannot wait to see the season finale next week. I don't know what's going to happen, but I think it's going to be a blast. Ha ha ha. Now, Chaos, how can we find you?
Okay. I was here. Didn't go anywhere. I was checking the chat. But yes, you can find me on Twitter, ChaosJ, KAOSJ, Instagram, Chaos_Jones on the microphone.
You can find me every Thursday for Supernatural, ending the season 14 really soon. And of course, Cherry_LA on Twitter and Instagram. Thank you so much for tuning in. We love this show. Make sure you tweet us, make sure you follow us, and make sure we'll be seeing you next Tuesday talking about The Rookie. Buzz you later.
Thank you for joining us in the chat. Whoop, whoop.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.